Hey guys, Steve Trowbridge here. So, well, I made one video on feminism today, sort of. It's more of a comedy thing, as some people might have already seen, but that's neither here nor there. I wanted to make a video on the Royal Rumble. Now, admittedly, I did not watch it. I haven't watched a WWE show in a little while. I'm kept up to, let's try that again. I'm kept up to date on what happens in WWE by some friends of mine. We have like a chat and they always talk about what's going on. So I was given updates on what was going on in the Royal Rumble and everything. And from what I've heard, there's been some mixed opinions like there always is. There's some people who like it, some people who don't, and that's fine, you know, people have their opinions. But it's gotten an overwhelmingly positive review, and which is good to hear. You know, I might try to go back and watch the pay-per-view because I've been hearing it's good, so I might try to go back and watch it if I can somehow, or maybe I'll just get it on DVD maybe when it comes out. Maybe that's a strong maybe. But I mainly want to talk about the Royal Rumble and the Women's Rumble, and then I want to talk about something that another YouTuber that I watch, Damien Skyfire. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check him out. It's Damien Skyfire, S-K-Y-F-I-R-E, Damien Skyfire. I'll link his video on this topic below. But I just want to talk about the Rumble really quickly. Now, there was a lot of rumors that Roman Reigns or Cena was going to win. And I was really afraid of that. But luckily, they didn't do that. And they went with Shinsuke Nakamura. And holy shit was I relieved. The cycle has been broken. And when I say the cycle, I mean the last, 5 years, it's the winners have either been one of Vince's golden boys, or it's been some wrestler who was retired pretty much, and then they come out of retirement and just win the Rumble. 2013 it was John Cena, 2014 it was Batista, 2015 it was Roman Reigns, 2016 it was Triple H, then 2017 it was Randy Orton. But finally, they've actually picked someone new and fresh, or newer at least. You know, Shinsuke isn't exactly a spring chicken right now, but I mean, he's someone new. He's someone different. So I mean, that's good. I'm relieved. You know, would he have been my first pick? Probably not. But you know what? I like Shinsuke. I think he's a pretty talented wrestler. You know, and I'm more than anything, I'm just relieved that I'm relieved that it wasn't one of Vince's golden boys or like a part timer who won, or someone who really just came out of retirement and just won without really doing anything to deserve it, you know, but that's a whole other can of worms. So yeah, I'm glad that Shinsuke won. I'm glad the cycle was broken. And then the Women's Rumble, I was a little baffled that they had people like Kelly and Vicky Guerrero especially in that match, but other than that, it sounds like it was probably pretty good. You know, again, I had, you know, friends of mine were keeping me up to date on who was coming in and who wasn't. I thought it was really cool that Molly Holly was in there, Jacqueline too, you know, and that's my whole thing. You know, from the Attitude Era, people always talk about Lita and Trish, but I feel like not enough credit is given to people like Molly Holly and Jacqueline and Jazz and Victoria, because I mean, Lita and Trish were good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they were iconic, but I mean, like, you know, Victoria and Jazz and Jacqueline and Molly Holly and Ivory too is another one. They were really good in-ring workers. Like, yeah, maybe they didn't have, you know, all the looks and maybe all the charisma that Lita and Trish had, but those women were really good in-ring workers, and in my opinion, they carried Trish and Lita to some of their best matches. So, just my opinion. But anyways, yeah, so I thought it was cool people like that were in there. Victoria wasn't in there. I was disappointed in them for not having Victoria in there, and instead having people like Kelly and Vicky Guerrero in there. But nonetheless, it sounded like it was pretty good. You know, Lita and Trish being in there was pretty cool. Michelle McCool was in there, which I actually thought was kind of cool. You know, it's unfortunate since people only know her for being Undertaker's wife, but like. You know, I always thought she was one of the better wrestlers of the diva era, you know. I mean, like, when you had just a lot of the women were just models, you know. And Michelle McCool was a model too, but she was at least one of the better wrestlers. Like, she was athletic. She could actually get in there and actually have a pretty decent match without having to be carried. So, yeah, it was cool that she was in there too, you know. I know not everyone likes Michelle McCool, but I'm not really a big fan, but I always thought she was a decent in-ring worker. And I'm trying to think of who else was in the Rumble. It seemed like someone else was in there that came back. I'm probably blanking a really obvious name. Oh, I think Jacqueline was in there too. She was cool. She was in there. Jazz was not in there because I think she's dealing with concussion stuff. Someone told me that or something. But anyways, it sounds like the Royal Rumble was really fun and everything, and Asuka winning was, I think, the right choice. A lot of people were, talking about Nia winning, and yeah, Nia Jax. I'm not a fan of Nia Jax. I've really tried to give her a chance. I've really tried to give her chances, but I'm not impressed by Nia Jax. I don't think she's really all that talented. I get that they want a big monster heel, but I'm not impressed. She's no Awesome Kong. She's no Beth Phoenix. She's not that good in my opinion. But again, it's just opinions. We're all allowed to have them. So, anyways, so overall, it sounds like the Rumble and the Women's Rumble was pretty good, and I agree with the winners on both. And it's fun. The women got to main event, which is really cool. Which brings me into the other thing that I want to talk about. That Damien Skyfire talked about. So apparently, feminists and SJWs were triggered again, and they were upset at what, you may ask. Well, see, it's weird because, and this is just proof that feminazis and SJWs are never satisfied. You see, you would think that they would be just delighted, that they would be just, really happy and excited, full of positivity, because, I mean, hey, the women had the first ever women's Royal Rumble match in the main event, and you had, Asuka winning, who is someone who is, from Japan and everything, so it's some diversity in there. And then you had Ronda Rousey, arguably the biggest name in UFC for a long while, come out, and make her debut, I guess, or, well, not really her debut. She had the WrestleMania appearance, so, but it established that she is going to be with the company. I think she's going to be transitioning from UFC to WWE wrestling, professional wrestling, so, at least I think so. So, I mean, you had a lot of women power in that match and at the ending, so you would think that the feminists would be happy, but nope. They are upset because of what was it? White feminism or white something. Basically, they're upset that because Asuka won, and I mean, she's obviously a person of diversity. She's from Japan. And they felt like the moment got ruined because Ronda came out there, and because she's white, white privilege, because she's white, she took away the light from someone who is, again, who is Japanese. So it really all just boils down to race. So they're upset because someone who is a white American, took the spotlight away, I guess, from someone who is not a white American. That's really what it boils down to, just, again, race. And, I have a question, would it have been different if Ronda Rousey was not white? Like, what if she was black, or what if she was Hispanic, or what if she was Asian, or whatever? I mean, would people be upset then? Like, or would feminazis and SJWs be upset then? I mean, I don't really understand it. Like, again, I mean, you had everything you could have wanted. I mean, again, you had women main eventing a pay-per-view, which doesn't happen all that often. And if that wasn't enough, it's the first ever women's Rumble. And does it really matter? I mean, why do we have to make race everything that there is? I mean, why does it really matter what race, some of the women are or not? I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it is the women getting the main event at the first ever Royal Rumble, and that is really freaking cool. But no, these feminazis and SJWs have to make it about race, and they have to just get offended by something. And I feel like in this instance they're really just trying to reach, and they're really trying to just get offended and find something to bitch about. So it's ridiculous. I mean, I mean, who cares? Why does it matter, you know? I mean, they're all really talented, you know. Ronda Rousey, one of the best, you know, women UFC fighters. Asuka, who's a really great professional wrestler. I mean, they're all talented, you know. They're all. I mean, I don't get it. Like, why does it always boil down to race? I don't get it. You know, no one. When are SJWs and feminists gonna stop seeing people for just their race? If anything, they're the ones that sound racist because they're criticizing someone based on their skin color. No, but yet they're not the ones that are racist. WWE is racist because Rousey is white and Asuka is Japanese, and she took away from the moment, even though not really. But whatever. So that's really what I wanted to talk about. It's more stupid shit. It's more stupid bullshit from, you know, the feminists of the world and SJWs of the world. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. And yeah, so once again, I'm really happy with the results with the Royal Rumble. I'm glad someone new won the Rumble, and first ever Women's Royal Rumble, pretty cool. You know, obviously a very historic moment. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. And that's pretty much it for this one. So yeah, so I will be back with more videos soon, and yeah, so till next time, talk to you guys later, and peace.